We have a real good chance of seeing $140,000 Bitcoin sooner as opposed to later. We're going to look at some charts and I'll share with you why I think that is a distinct possibility. And why do we want to talk about Bitcoin? Because as unicorn fart dust holders, we know that Bitcoin is our mentor. I haven't really thought about that yet. We can look at Bitcoin as our mentor. We talk about it all the time, right? The founding fathers of cryptocurrency set up Bitcoin in a way that has allowed us here, 14, 15 years later, to do what we're doing. We plug in perfectly into those original ethos of cryptocurrency. We're aligned perfectly with these great ideals: transparency, DeFi, democratization, all that great stuff. But let's talk about Bitcoin first, because if Bitcoin does go to 140,000, it will be good for the overall crypto landscape, of which we are a part of. We're part of the 18 million cryptocurrencies out there. And guys, don't forget, last I checked, we were still in the top 1,000. 1,000 out of 18 million. That's like the same as being 1 out of 18,000. That's like an NBA basketball arena. The San Antonio Spurs, who are now sponsoring our channel sponsor, Ledger, right? That's like their whole basketball arena full of people, and the one at the top would represent the echelon to which unicorn fart dust has risen and will continue to rise because we have unlimited potential. We are going to look at some Bitcoin charts. I am going to show you why we can go to $140,000 Bitcoin. It is for real. But first, I want to give you my disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I'm not a professional financial planner, although I do have a degree in accounting and work for a Big Four accounting firm. I understand money, but I'm not giving financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I do, in full disclosure, own a large, what to me is a very large position of unicorn fart dust, meme coins, cryptocurrency, beans, whatever we want to call them. My horn is aligned with your horn. We're going to go look at that Bitcoin. We're going to go look at $140,000 Bitcoin. But before we do that, thank you for being here. Please subscribe to the channel. Share this. As a matter of fact, live right now, this always blows my mind. Look, I can go to my Twitter, or X, I'm sorry, X page. There I am. It's like an infinite loop, right? We are live. So go out there and press the recirculate button or retweet. Come join us, everyone. We are, Come join us, everyone. We are live right now, and I am tweeting this live on the live stream, Let's talk about $140,000 Bitcoin and what's happening with unicorn fart dust. All right. Okay. I just posted that. Let's go look at the charts. Let's get an update on what's going on out there. There is a ton going on, and reason for us to be very excited. The general markets this morning are just a tiny bit red. Let's look at gold and silver quickly. Wow, silver's up 54 cents this morning in the futures gold, but crypto is what we want to look at right now. Solana, almost 160. That will be good for UFD. Doge at around 18 cents, the grandpappy for now of the cryptos. But let's look at Bitcoin, and let's talk about Bitcoin, why I think we could hit 140,000 in a few months. Okay. Now, look, not a prediction. I don't have a crystal ball. You know, all that good stuff. But the reason why I'm saying that, if we look at a 1-year chart, you can see we went up. That was back in December. I think we got to 108, then back in January, back to around 110 or so. But if we zoom in on this chart on a 6-month basis, and waiting for it to update so I can get that off there. Okay. What I want to show you, what I think is very interesting, there we go. All right. Now we can do it. Is this right here, guys. Two things are happening on this chart. If we draw a line right here, we're at about 111,000 right now, right at about that 110 range. Hold on. We won't give up. We want this line to be perfect. There we go. Okay, what we can see on this chart is that we've gone up to this level. We almost got there, okay? This is the third attempt to break out above this 110, 111, 112 range. Whether you're talking about a stock, bond, mutual fund, the price of oil, the price of gold or silver, or the price of Bitcoin, that would be essentially considered almost a triple top, okay, or a double top. This is the third attempt right now for the price to break out. If we are indeed able to move up here into the 114 range, okay, it will signal a definite breakout. And at that point could be a big, quick move up to like $140,000. Why do I say that? Because there's nobody up there. There's no overhead resistance now that we break out, or when we break out above 112, 113, 114,000. There aren't, and what that means is there aren't people out there who are sitting on Bitcoin that bought it. Nobody bought Bitcoin at $120,000. Nobody bought Bitcoin at $115,000. Nobody bought it at $130,000. So you don't have anybody out there who's saying, if it ever gets to 130,000 again, where I bought it, I'm going to sell. There aren't a lot of sellers up there. When Bitcoin moves up into this all-time high territory, everyone who bought Bitcoin is going to be in the money. Will have been making a profit. Now let's get rid of those. The other thing on this chart that's very interesting that I haven't heard anybody else talk about is what we have is a head and shoulders pattern. This is a head and shoulders pattern. Okay. Right there. Head, shoulder. And if this is a head and shoulders pattern, and that's kind of the baseline right here, it would break down. I misspoke earlier. We do not have a head and shoulders on Bitcoin. What we have is what's called an inverse head and shoulders, and I'm going to show you that right now. And again, right, if I look at this, what I see is a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder in an attempt to break out. And that's the direction in which it will break out. So very interesting. I think, Bitcoin controls 65-70% of the crypto market. So what happens with Bitcoin does have a big impact on the overall crypto markets. I really believe, I don't know how you feel about this, but if we see a Bitcoin price of $114,000, that soon after, and I think in the matter of months, we could see a Bitcoin price of $140,000. Who knows? I don't have a crystal ball, but when I look at those charts and when I factor in all the other macro things that are going on, it seems to make sense now, doesn't it? Okay, critical, guys. If crypto's going to survive and thrive, fair and good will need to be in place. Okay, we need fairness and goodness in the overall crypto world. Okay, it was set up that way. Otherwise, it won't get mainstream attention. We want more people coming into crypto. That's what we are doing with Unicorn Fart Dust, attracting new people because we stand for fair and good. But overall, we need the overall crypto market to stand for fair and good. And what I want to say to you is I believe that we are providing an excellent example. We're doing our part. It makes us somewhat scarce. There's other great projects, no doubt about it. But here's the reason why it's so critical that fairness, right, and goodness lead in overall crypto. If we want the other 93% of people that don't own crypto to join us, because it's all transparent, right? Those smart people, we'll call them, the founding fathers of crypto that set it up in a manner that when there's unfairness, when there's dirty things going on, it always gets exposed. Okay, so if it's going to get exposed. So if we want more mainstream adoption of crypto, and crypto's beautiful, right? Decentralized finance, a fair opportunity for people, all these great things. Fairness and goodness are going to prevail, will need to prevail. The power of that, the simple power of that, which is what I believe we are doing with UFD. Let's go see what Cuban Pete had. No. Wait a minute. I apologize. Horns up, Dusters. How did you get in my basement? And let's do a 3-second smile. That's when I say go, and we all smile. Go. I might dance for you later if you behave, okay? You know what? If we get to 700 people on this stream, I'll dance. That'll be a good showing for what is this, Thursday morning. I want to say thank you. Gigi, you know Gigi? Gigi mentioned us in her stream last night in a very optimistic, very positive way. But guys, Gigi has been with Unicorn Fart Dust from day one. She was the first person who noticed Unicorn Fart Dust. On top of that, on a personal level, I can tell you that Gigi has been so helpful to me. When the Twitter account got hacked, who was there to help? Gigi. When my wallet got hacked, Gigi was one of the first people to step up. Gigi was one of the first people to recognize UFD. She has been a huge, huge ally of our project from day one. And is really, on a personal level, like I said, proven to me, and I believe our community, to be a real ally. But let's listen to something that she said during her live stream last night. It's very interesting, and I think really great news, really heartwarming for us Dusters. Here we go. And, all right, you know what? Let's put Gigi on full screen. The lovely and talented Gigi. Here we go.
Damn, miss the good old days. Me too. I miss the days where I could actually buy something and go to sleep on it and not get wrecked. Although I've been sleeping on Uranus, not your anus, but like Uranus, the coin. And I've been sleeping on Kirby. I want to be bullish in Kirby right now. I'm not sure, but yeah. And there's a few others like that. I'm kind of just adopting a strategy of just hiding the tokens, so I don't even think about them.
Did you hear what she said? She's using the crockpot method. Set it and forget it, right? She said hiding the tokens from herself. Let's hear what she has to say about UFD.
Working. UFD is long-term, Mr. No Soul, 100%.
UFD is long-term, Mr. No Soul, 100%. So I believe this gives me permission to say that our friend Gigi is still a duster from day one, right? And she brings up a good point. Sometimes, and that's, I think, what more and more people in crypto, we've got two groups of people that we want to target with UFD, right? The people in crypto who are tired of getting ripped off, tired of getting rug pulled, tired of getting screwed over. That's okay for me to say, right? Those people that want a real project, and not these people. I'm going to say right now, I'm tired of these people on X. Every day I'm seeing now like 20 or 30 posts from people saying, hey, what's the next 10X runner? Give me a symbol, blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, is the UFD community dead? Blah, trying to get people to react. But anyway, we want people that are realizing that the gambling is really no fun and really not lucrative to come and join us, along with, right, the buttercups, the normal, well, not normal, we're all normal or abnormal, but the people out there, right, the 93% that don't yet own crypto. We've got a big opportunity right now, right in front of us, guys. Let's see what Cuban Pete has to say. We love Cuban Pete. I got to meet him in person at our Duster meetup. And here we go. Cuban Pete says, why UFD? It will never let me down. It shows up daily. Here we are. It's always positive. It will support me when needed. It has funny memes. It welcomes everyone. It's fighting for positive change. It's a family. Guys, we are fighting for positive change. If so many of you have told me that if UFD isn't successful, I'll just say it the way it is, that they're done with crypto. Right? We are the positive change. And there's other great communities, no doubt about it. But I think, our horns shine bright out there within the crypto world. Everybody knows, like, this is the pure project. This is the absolute transparent, no venture capital, no promotional money spent, to get people to say good things. Like, everything has been organic. And yes, of course, we are a family. And this is super interesting as well. This came from Holder Scan, and points out, and it's going to be hard for us to see, but CryptWizard shared this one. Let me see if I can pull it, make it a little bit. I'll try to, let me highlight this for you. Where did I see? There we are. UFD right there. I circled it. Okay. These are the number of holders. Okay. But market cap up there in the upper right, market cap per holders, right? Our average holder has about $500 worth of UFD. What that means is that our holder distribution is very well evenly distributed. We've got a lot of holders, 38,000 holders, but they own on average $500 each. That means we don't have one or two players like me. Am I a player? Yeah, boy, we're players. We don't have one player or two players. Don't forget, retweet this now. If you just joined us, press the recirculate button. We don't have one or two people. I don't have 80% of the coins, right? I think I have 0.7% of the outstanding coins. I'm just like a norm, I guess I'm a whale. I don't know. Am I a whale or a narwhal? I'm a narwhal. If there ever was a narwhal. Don't forget, we don't call our big holders whales. We call them narwhals if they've made a commitment to stick with us on the long-term journey. But we don't have one person. When I made this coin, right, I didn't keep 20% or 40 or 50% for myself. This Pump Fund thing's coming out this weekend. Pump Fund. Pump Fund's already created enough coins. Now they're creating their own meme coin. And it's going to have 1 trillion. Anyway, we'll look at that in a little bit. We are distributed amongst the herd fairly evenly. I would argue in a way that really also sets us apart from the other meme coins. Let's go see what Ez has to show us today. I think we got some good news on the social dominance front. Hold on here. Yep, there we go. UFD social dominance update today. UFD firmly holds the second position in social dominance within the Pump Fund ecosystem, and we rose to 16th amongst all meme coins. Guys, come on, right? Do you know how much you have accomplished? How much we have accomplished? We're number 2 in the Pump Fund ecosystem. I can't say it enough. Pump Fund over the last 18 months created 11.5 million meme coins. 11.5 million. We are number 2 out of 11.5 million out of all meme coins. We are number 16. We're 6 months old. Okay. We're organic. We're not, we don't have hundreds of millions of or hundreds of thousands or hundreds of millions of dollars to spend on marketing. Stop, right? This foundation that we're building, what we already have accomplished is a big, massive thing, right? They cannot take that away from us. I know we all sit and think, it's easy to have this like horizon, which is looks great, right? We have unlimited potential, no doubt. But look, Dusters, we got to stop every once in a while, stop in our hooves, in our tracks, and think about where we are right now, what we have accomplished up to now. It's big. It's important that we focus on that positivity. Okay. And we've done this without any big promises. Somebody in the comments earlier said, we need something new, a new utility, a new blah, blah, blah. Well, go for it. Remember, right? If you have an idea, present it to the community, right? Go for it, right? Because that's how we've gotten to where we are today. Don't just talk about your ideas, do something, and it's okay to talk about them. But if you're going to talk about them, present them to the community, take action. You'll get a lot of support. Okay. If it's a good idea, and because the UFD community is smart, and don't be afraid to get criticism. I get criticized all the time. Trust me, well deserved, right? It's okay. Where was I? I don't know. Guys, we've done a lot. Let's talk about liquidity. Our Dutch friend put out a really interesting, something we don't ever talk about with UFD, but is very important. Another thing that we can hang our hooves on. UFD liquidity is a bullish signal. Let's talk about liquidity, the lifeblood of any real crypto project. UFD is clocking about 4 million a day in daily trading volume with a 20 million market cap. That's 20% liquidity ratio. And here is why that matters. Here are the reasons why. And again, this came from our friend VJL Hoot, right? Who I've met in person. Actually, is that him? That's him in the basement. Yeah, hold on here. He's been in the basement. He's one of the 4. We're still there. He is. Hold on here. Yeah, he's been in the basement. Great guy, smart guy. Okay, great duster, no doubt. All right, but let's go back and let's talk about this liquidity and why it is so exciting. Okay, what's liquidity? It's how easily you can buy or sell the token without affecting its price. High liquidity equals easy entry exit, low slippage, confidence for whales and retailers alike. Okay, in crypto, a healthy volume to market ratio is often between 5 and 15%. UFD is sitting at 20%. That's elite tier for meme coins and signals serious activity and demand. Oh, wait a minute. How do I get to the right? Oh, there it is. That was is that an advertisement? Anyway, translation: UFD isn't just being held for and forgotten. It's alive, actively bought, sold, and traded. That means the community is engaged. The memetics are working. The brand is sticky. Liquidity this strong attracts new traders who hate slippage, market makers, centralized exchanges, meme coin Deegan whales sniffing real traction. That is where momentum starts to snowball, okay? A low liquidity meme coin feels like a ghost town. You buy and the price spikes, you sell and it dumps. UFD feels like a highway. Traffic is flowing, signals are green, exits and entries are smooth. Price is what people see. Liquidity is what traders feel. UFD feels good now. Okay, UFD is about daily engagement, transparent builders, strong branding, and now serious liquidity. This combo is rare, and that's why the UFD story is just beginning. We are still early. To conclude, UFD's 20% liquidity ratio equals healthy, active, bullish. If you know, you know. If you don't, maybe it's time to pay attention. Okay, retweet, let the buttercups know. UFD is a meme. It's a movement with a mission and a man. That's right, Basement Ron. Okay, thank you. Excellent information. You brought up something in there. Transparent supporters. Don't forget, guys, create your own little short videos for a minute. Trust me, you got to do 3 things. Okay, you got to get your camera out. You got to press record. You got to smile, and you got to talk about unicorn fart dust for a minute. And then post it. And you know what? If you do it, tell me. If I don't happen to see it, I'll show it live here on the live stream. Right? Murad talks about that, how important this is. Right? And some of you I know don't want to disclose your face or whatever. I understand. I'm not going to argue with you on that. But those of you who do, don't be afraid. Just smile, talk, and I guarantee you one thing. When you're doing it, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to think the whole world's going to laugh at you, and they won't. Okay? Trust me. I get nervous when I go on camera. I'm nervous right now when I go live, okay? It's part of everybody, what we all deal with. Okay, let's look at Brian Life. He brought up some excellent art for us yesterday. Brian is always knocking it out of the park. I'd retweeted this yesterday. Got music. Hold on here. I love that silver coin. What do you guys think? Should I get some real silver UFD coins? That is beautiful. I can listen to this all day. There's the beginning that we missed. I could listen to that all day long. Okay, next. Thank you, Brian. Life, L-I-F-E. Guys, support him. He's a good guy. He's very consistent, putting out great artwork for our community. Let's go look at what Gastronoma put out. I just thought it was he's always got some very nice pieces of art that he puts out as well. Let UFD be your guiding light. Ride the unicorn. Follow our community to unimaginable heights. Let's take a look. I love those neon I don't know. Do you like that? I think that's really cool. Very, very, very beautiful. The other thing going on, guys, that I don't think we have to talk about, but we probably want to talk about is this pump.fun. Now, look, we were born on pump.fun. Without pump.fun, Unicorn Fart Dust would not be around. I wouldn't be here right now. Susie sent me an article on Sunday, December 15th, 2024, that talked about Fartcoin and talked about pump.fun as a place where you can start a meme coin for like, I think it's at like $20 or $30, whatever. So I'm not here without Pump Fun. I don't know that and Pump Fun was our platform. Pump Fun's never paid me anything. Pump Fun's given us, I would say, some limited support. They put our meme and some of their advertisements, but they're putting out their own meme coin, and Pump.fun and a lot of these other launch pads are really creating just an unbelievable wave of coins. And the reality is, right, again, guys, I had no idea what I was doing when I started this. I had no idea there were millions of coins that were going to be made and were being made. The community, you took this over from the very beginning. This is a community takeover, right? Like you're as much CEO as I am CEO. In hindsight, when I look at Pump Fun, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know that if you have something out there that 99 whatever % of these coins don't ever really amount to anything. And that there are, as we know, just stating the facts, some unsavory practices that go on in the meme coin. Rug pulls, let's say what it is, right? Rug pulls and other things that happen. And now Pump Fun is putting out their own coin. They're holding a lot of it back for themselves, but there's going to be like 1 trillion coins out there. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to try to be smart for once and keep my mouth shut. But let's just say it's going to be interesting to see how this situation plays out. No one from Pump Fun's ever reached out to me. No one from Pump Fun ever really offered any assistance to us in our project. And I think we've provided a great deal of benefit to Pump Fun. To be honest with you, it feels like we have, by doing what we're doing, by showing the crypto world, and again, there's some other great projects that have been launched on Pump Fun, no doubt about it, but that we're a real guiding light in the Pump Fun ecosystem when it comes to showing, right, that fair and good will win in crypto. It has to, because it's transparent. You can't hide forever in the world of crypto. That's what I love about it. Okay. And when we say fair, that means our actions are fair as a community, right? We do things like adhere to honesty, integrity, right? We do things like be completely transparent with what we are doing in our community, right? And when it comes to good, yeah, that's what we are all about. That is our mantra. Good attracts good. So we'll see how it all plays out. I want to say thank you to MoonPay. Really, without MoonPay, I wouldn't be here. MoonPay was my very, very first transaction in the world of crypto. I am one of their 30 million plus customers in 180 countries around the world that use the MoonPay platform to convert fiat into crypto. And now, even in the 6 months I've been around, I mean, MoonPay is like the leader in the fintech world. They're growing, number one, and on top of that, they're innovating with so many new, it's like every week you're hearing about something new that MoonPay is doing to further the advancement of the crypto world. So thank you, MoonPay, for sponsoring Ron's Basement. Thank you, Ledger. I mentioned them earlier, but I love my Ledger Flex. Ledger came and helped me after we got hacked, and using the Ledger Flex, using the Ledger Live app is absolutely awesome. The most important thing here, guys, guess what? You know what the most important thing is? Huh? Think about that. You, right? This is all about you. YOU. I made a big mistake. I gotta level with you guys. When I created Unicorn Fart Dust, I did make one big mistake. I should have called it YOU, Nicorn Fart Dust. because this is only possible right now. We are connected. It is the beauty of this modern technological era that we live in, that we are connected. We have a shared cause, shared beliefs, a mission. Most importantly, up here, right, in our horns up, dusters, we have soul. You be good to yourself today, okay? Be good to others, and I will see you next time.